Hey, greetings, Earthlings, fellow denizens of the planet Earth. I'm going to give you a little running montage of my day, but there's something else I'm curious about in terms of what other people think about this. I watched a video today, and there's millions of them out there, where an older woman, at least 60, spent $880,000 of her life savings on a man that she's never met. It was probably a fake. They usually are, coming out of Nigeria, Ghana, the Philippines, all over the place. And she has nothing left. Her life savings is drained. Got to go back to work or live with family, something equally stupid. And so I've often wondered, what is it about you that you think you deserve love? What is it about you that goes against the conventionalities of science? Science like biology, where men are predisposed to be attracted to sexually viable women, and women are predisposed to seek safety and security. Throwing away all your money isn't safe and secure, and thinking that there's something different about you that makes you lovable, it's not really based upon any kind of reality. I'm 67 years old. I know my limitations, and I've gotten a hold of my impulse controls. So watch the montage. Maybe you'll like it or not, but I'm going to put a running narrative over this too, and maybe you'll have some comments. Well, you're probably wondering what I'm doing today. That kind of curiosity is impressive. It suggests to me that you may have a high degree of intelligence. Okay, so I'm running some errands. I'm going down to the bodega to get maybe some bananas. I don't know what else. And I've got to get water. I've got an interesting video for you today. The footage is probably not all that interesting, but maybe you'll enjoy the narrative that I'm going to put on it.
Listen to the man. His brain alone grew these crops, more than life itself. Hosanna, we love crazy old gringo.
It was a search for connection during the lonely pandemic period. Barbara Grant went on an online dating site and found Michael Janda.
We started talking to each other. He said, "You are gorgeous. I want to be with you. I want to have a home with you in Victoria."
Within weeks of the relationship, Janda told Grant he'd been arrested in Qatar and needed money, so she sent it several times, believing until one fateful day that the man she met was real.
He contacted me through LinkedIn and he said, "I can't come to Calgary. They've locked me up again." He was coming to the airport. I was going to pick him up. I then realized that it was a scam.
She lost $800,000.
A Triad woman is working on building back her entire savings after it was wiped by a man she met online. The Burlington woman was looking for a companion after breaking off a long-time relationship. WFNY News 2's Itanese McMiller shares the woman's story and her warning to others.
Kathy Festa gave a man she thought she was getting to know thousands of dollars, not only once, but twice. And she wants others to watch out for those sweet talkers you meet online.
Must have had sucker written across my forehead. I withdrew $10,000 first, and then another one for $9,950.
All of Kathy Festa's savings.
I will never, ever forgive myself.
Gone, just like that. Bruno Kirshner got a hold of Kathy's mind and money. She met him on a dating app for singles over 50. The day they were supposed to meet, his daughter conveniently needed emergency surgery, but they kept in touch and even FaceTimed.
He was throwing out the L word, and that just sends me into a tailspin. It's like, oh no.
2 months later, the money request started. Bruno owned a company Kathy now knows never existed.
His company name is Zenith Renewable, and I looked them up on the internet, and there's no such thing.
But at the time, he said his money was tied up in England and he needed help paying his crew.
I took him as, as if he were telling me the truth. And I felt so bad for him.
He even wrote up a loan agreement between the two of them.
And that he would repay me. You think I got any money? Nope.
In these cases, there's not much law enforcement can do.
If they're using offshore accounts or if they're using voice over IP phone numbers, those can a lot of times be encrypted, which makes it extremely difficult when it comes to court orders and search warrants, actually tracking the true identity of the person behind that phone call.
Lieutenant Brad Hall with the Alamance County Sheriff's Office said they deal with about 250 scam reports a year. That number is growing because the profit outweighs the risk.
Okay, so now that you've seen those videos, I really want to make it clear to you that men are as susceptible as women are at getting fooled in these romance scams, and they throw away as much money as women do too. So when I was a private investigator, I used to get calls from people like this, and I would never ever take the case. And part of the reason is that you are highly unlikely to locate the people that perpetuated this scam. You're never going to get your money back from the people that perpetuated this scam. And I just have a hard time charging people money for something that they're never going to benefit from. Now, part of, I guess, the job would be for me to tell them the unfortunate news, and that is you need to become a little bit more self-aware about who you are. You've reached a certain age, you've got warts, you've got issues. There is no real reason that someone's going to find you attractive like maybe they did when you were 20 or 30, but it's unlikely it's going to happen now. And if you can reach that point and become comfortable with who you are, you know, be the best 67-year-old you could possibly be, and don't rely on someone else to fuel your self-esteem. I'm actually thinking about starting a cult where people that aren't able to make realistic decisions for themselves can come to me, and I'll answer all the questions that they have. You know, before me there was QAnon, where a lot of people dove into that pool, and it hasn't turned out so well, but they don't even know it. So if you want to join the cult of John, I promise you everything is going to be okay, and I'll answer all your questions.
Ooh, hot pockets.
No, he's not kidding.
Not the worst thing for me.
Okay, so the bad news is love and a lot of other emotions are nothing more than a series of hormonal switches that are going off based upon certain stimulus. I'm going to put a bunch of those explanations in the links for you so that you can go look for yourself, but I don't think that you're going to believe it because you don't want to believe it. But anyway, when you get to the point, if you're having a hard time figuring out what's right or wrong, the bad news is that artificial intelligence is going to make it so much harder, impossible for you to be able to make decisions, know what's right, know what's real. It's already there. I took a course in generative artificial intelligence about 6 months ago, and I'm pretty convinced that what I learned 6 months ago is already archaic information. The stuff that we can do today is scary, and it's going to get even more scary, especially if you're going to try to educate yourself off of YouTube videos or anything else that you might see. Deep fakes have been around for a while. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know where the information is coming from. You don't know if it's a Democrat trying to smear Republicans. You don't know if it's Republicans that are trying to smear Democrats. You don't know if it's coming from Russia. You don't know if it's coming from China. You don't know why they're doing it. You're just going to look at it and you're going to accept the easiest explanation for you because that's what you want to believe. You know, back not so very long ago, liars were reviled. Now it's such a common occurrence for people to lie that it's just, I guess it's not even a big deal because people want to believe what this person is saying, even though it flies in, it makes no sense. It's clear a lie. But when it comes to anything that you hear from me, if you want absolute solid evidence and proof of the realities of the world, you can come straight to me. And so actually, if you haven't figured it out, I'm just kidding. All right.
No. No, he's not. He's not.
So the lesson to take away from this is what you learned in civics in junior high school or high school or required class, that you should believe only half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. If you're going to go onto the internet, you need to understand that it's a very dangerous place. It's getting more dangerous every day. You can't believe anything that you see. You can't believe anything that you hear. And if you're looking to boost your self-esteem and ego off of what some clown in Nigeria, Ghana, Philippines, whatever, that doesn't even exist or has created a deep fake to make you think that an individual's there, for the low price of $5, you can send me an email and I'll fill you with all kinds of illusory phrases that hopefully will make you feel better about yourself, and you won't have to send me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Cambrio, por favor, para tip. Perfecto. Gracias.
Gracias, señor. Buen día.
Buen día. Gracias.